Patriot Prime Reviews is a channel for adult collectors and may not be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another Transformers review. But before I start talking about the latest acquisitions for my collection, I need you guys to do me a favor. Now, I'm trying my best to reach 3,000 subscribers by 2020, and I think I only have about 50 to go. So if you're watching this video right here and have not subscribed to Patriot Prime Reviews, please hit that subscribe button right now. It won't cost you a thing, but will help me and my channel out tremendously. Now, on to the figures. So I went to TFCon last month, and a couple of the acquisitions I bought was the Generation 2 Dreadwing and Smokescreen. I've been wanting those figures for a long time, and I got them for a really good price. Now, of course, I put them in front of my camera here, and I did a review on them. And in the comments section, somebody mentioned, have I seen the Robots in Disguise military green versions? And of course, I commented, no, I have not. So last week, I get a message on my Patriot Prime Reviews Facebook page from friend of the channel, Tom Gable, and he says, hey man, I've got a Robots in Disguise Dreadwind and Smokejumper that I will gladly send you. And of course, I'm just like in shock. And then 4 days later, here he is in hand. Tom, I cannot thank you enough. I am absolutely floored with your generosity. This is a beautiful looking figure. And as I promised, he's going to get a full review. So without further ado, let's take a look at this very generous gift that was given to me by a subscriber of Patriot Prime Reviews. And welcome to Patriot Prime Reviews. (2004's) Robots in Disguise Dreadwind and Smokejumper is a repaint / retool of the Generation 2 Dreadwing and Smokescreen. So yeah, those two look really good. Now, this guy is, of course, a more realistic military green coloring. He's got tamper-graph Decepticon logos there on top of the cockpit and back there on the back. He does have stickers, which is right here and there on top. Now, I do have one sticker here on the side that is peeling up, but I have some sticker fixer from Toy Hacks that I'm going to fix that with. This guy looks really good. I'm really impressed with him. Lots of molded details, just like the Generation 2 version. But this figure has a massive retool that makes him, in my opinion, much better than the Generation 2 version. With Generation 2, let me get him back out here, you have all these missiles, just like this one. But the Generation 2 version, the missiles do not lock in place. So if you aim down, you're dumping all those missiles. This guy, the missiles lock in place. They're not going anywhere, which is fantastic because every time I fool with this guy, I dump missiles all over the place. Now, the missiles have been retooled. Let me get one of these and remove this missile here. These red missiles, of course, come from Generation 2, where the gray ones are from the 2004 version, and they have the addition of this little peg right here. So I'm not sure how that works. Of course, you can also see these notches in the gray missile. I think those are what locks it in place. I've tried using these red missiles in this launcher. They don't work, nor do these gray missiles work in the Generation 2. So I'm very thankful that they added that feature. This toy is also loaded with gimmicks just like the Generation 2 version. As I pointed out, he's got this launcher underneath here that you can actually twist and launch these rockets. It's kind of hard to get to in jet mode, so I'll go over that when he transforms into tank mode. He also can drop bombs from the wings. The wing missiles actually attach via friction, so all you have to do is press this red button here on top, and that drops the missile, or bomb. The only problem is these things are a pain to stick in. So I don't know what the difference, if the plastic is thinner on these little pegs right here, but these are a pain in the butt to get to stay in place. Now, another cool gimmick that this set has is that he is a triple changer that automatically begins transforming as soon as you remove Smokejumper here from the back. So just slide him out, and the wings pop up. So we're going to move Smokejumper to the side. To finish transformation to tank, underneath here there's a little button. You press that. This will flip the treads out and fold the landing gear up, locking those treads into place. Do that here on the other side. Press the button, swing those out, lock in place, move the landing gear up. Now what you're going to do is take this giant cannon, rotate around and up, and then rotate forward, taking these wing sections, folding back, replacing this missile and losing another. Like I said, this is the one thing I hate about this toy is these missiles. They just do not want to stay in place. But anyway, there you have Dreadwind in tank mode. And just like G2, this thing looks awesome. I love the details on the treads. That looks really cool. Could use some paint applications though to really make them pop, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a very futuristic looking use your imagination tank, but I love it. Now let's take a look at this launcher. You simply twist this knob back here. Let's see, go to the left, or no, go to the right, and they fire. And there is some force behind those. I love that gimmick. That is so cool. So there you have Dreadwind in tank mode. We'll move him to the side and bring in Smokejumper. Smokejumper is an exact repaint of Generation 2 Smokescreen. Looks really, really cool. Tamper-graph Decepticon logo there on the nose cone and there on the back. He also has launching missiles underneath the wings. Press that trigger, and there they fire off. And they've got some nice force to them. I love these old launching toys that actually do launch instead of pushing a button and they just fall out. Now, Smokejumper does have landing gear underneath. Get your thumbnail underneath, pull those out. Flip down the front. And there you go. He can land on the ground. So that's pretty much it for Smokejumper. Now, let's get these guys in robot mode. Now, I'm not going to fool with the transformation for this video because I went over that in my G2 version, which I'm going to link right here at the top so you can check out the transformation there. So anyway, let's get these guys in robot mode. Now, before I go over robot mode with you guys, there is one retool that I forgot to show off. If you look underneath this jet, you'll see a screw hole right there. The 1994 version does not have that. There's nothing there, nice and flat. But the 2004 version has this extra screw hole right there. And that's going to come into play with a bonus feature that this figure set has. So I'm looking real forward to showing that off to you. In robot modes, this Deadly Decepticon duo looks fantastic. And they've got some outstanding light piping. Check this out. That looks so cool. You just can't beat the old school light piping. Now let's take a look at Dreadwind first. We'll move Smokejumper out of the way. Dreadwind is the beefy bruiser thick boy of the group. I mean, this guy looks like he can just rip you in half. He's very well armed. He's got his Gatling gun up here on top, his rocket pod, and it works just as well in robot mode as it did in tank or jet mode. I have him armed with one of Smokejumper's rifles because he is very, very top heavy, and giving him that extra gun kind of helps with that. He's got really good articulations. The arms can do a complete 360, and they can go up and down. They are on a soft ratchet. He also has a bend at the elbow. I'm being very cautious with this guy because I don't want to knock those missiles off the back. Now, one thing I wish they did retool with this figure is the chest does not lock into place. It just folds down right there on the waist and is just held there by the weight of the toy. I wish it would peg into place, but oh well. Legs, they are on, well, he's got a knee bend, kinda. It goes more forward due to transformation than back, but the legs can also move forward and out slightly. They are on a ball joint. So not bad. He's a really, really cool looking figure. Now let's bring in Smokejumper. Smokejumper is the more athletic looking of the two. He's got great articulation as well. Arms can do a complete 360. Well, they could if it wasn't for the wings on his back. They can also go out. They have an elbow bend and rotation. Legs up, down, all around. They're on a ball joint. Very, very slight knee bend. So yeah, he's really cool looking. Love that face sculpt. He is wielding his other missile launcher as a weapon. It kind of helps hold him up a little bit because he can flop over fairly easy. So yeah, these two look fantastic. Now let's bring in their Generation 2 counterparts. So there you have 2004's Dreadwind and Smokejumper with 1994's Dreadwing and Smokescreen. Not real sure why they changed the name. The only thing I can figure as far as Smokejumper is concerned, that this set, the 2004 set, came out during the Armada line, and there was an Autobot already named Smokescreen, so that might be why he's now Smokejumper. But this is a great looking set, and just goes to show you, everybody complaining about all the repaints in the Siege line. Repaints in the Transformers toys have been going on for a long time. Now for a quick size comparison, here is 2004's Robots in Disguise Dreadwind and Smokejumper with Generation 1 Optimus Prime, Robots in Disguise Megatron, and Transformers Armada Megatron. Now the reason I'm showing Armada Megatron, this is where that extra screw hole comes into play. Now, up until this month, I had no knowledge of the Robots in Disguise, Dreadwind, and Smokejumper. So I did some research on the figures and found out that even though they are marketed as Robots in Disguise, they were a Target exclusive that came out in 2004 during the Armada line. Now, I'm not that familiar with that year because 2004 is when I was in Iraq. So one of the gimmicks that they added for this figure, now it's not really in Hasbro's instructions, it was in the instructions for a 3H publication, which I think is now gone the way of the dodo, but there was a way that you could combine Dreadwind and Smokejumper with Armada Megatron or Galvatron. Now the instructions state that it's supposed to be Galvatron, but I don't have a Galvatron figure. But Armada Megatron and Galvatron were the same thing. So now let's get these guys combined. The first thing you want to do, let me move these guys out of the way, is you're going to take your Armada Galvatron or Megatron figure and you rotate the tank turret around to the left side. And that's all you have to do for him. Now you're going to take Dreadwind here, take the rocket pod, bring it up and over like so. Turn him around. You're going to unpeg the bottom, the legs, fold the landing gear down, bring the legs up, almost like you're going to transform him. Now here, you're going to take this section. Oh, let me flip around. You're going to take this section here and fold in halfway so it looks just like that. Turn the figure back around. Peg the legs in, little holes right there, match up, peg it in, it'll snap into place. There you go. Extend the legs all the way and you're going to bring them to an angle like so. Now you're going to turn the gun around. Oh, let me get that. There we go. So this is facing the side, the gun turns around. So now he looks like that. So here is that screw hole that I mentioned earlier, and what you're going to do, that screw hole is going to match into that mini-con peg right there. So get those attached. Make sure it lines up just right. That's a tight fit. All right, so now My God, that's top heavy. So there you have that. Let me go ahead and put him back against the back of the display there so he doesn't fall over. Now you're going to take Smokejumper here. Fold Smokejumper's landing gear in. Unpeg the legs. And you're going to bring those out slightly. Then the arms, which are right here, go ahead and pop those out. Easier said than done. This is a very finicky transformer. There we go. And now you're going to extend the arms out. Let's see. Like so, bring the legs back up so you have this going on. Now, what you're supposed to do here, this is the weird part. Make sure these fins are up and the arms are in. Let's see. The fists should be facing up, or no. There you go. That's what you need to do. Make sure the tail fins are up. And now, you're going to slide Smokejumper over Galvatron's head, or Megatron's head. You got to squeeze the little antlers together. Get him in there just right. Easier said than done. And then once you get him in, you're going to fold those flaps, the fins, the tail fins down, which locks that into place. So now you've got that going on. Now, I made a mess of this thing already. I've only done this once before. Now what you're supposed to do is take Megatron's partner, Leader 1, and he slides right here in this gap. Now, he doesn't really fit like easy. You have to kind of maneuver this up and around, get him in. Very, very fiddly. Make sure everything's in proper position. Get that cannon back up, straighten the legs, and there you go. That is what is called Mega Wing Galvatron. But since he's Megatron, that is Mega Wing Megatron. Now, I think the collars match really good because Galvatron's got that, Megatron has got that military green. So yeah, there's something you can do. Let me adjust the camera so you can see me a little better. But that is a mess of a figure. And oh my God, he's top heavy as hell. So there you go. There is a bonus feature that you can do with Dreadwind and Smokejumper if you also have Armada Megatron. 2004's Robots in Disguise Dreadwind and Smokejumper is a fantastic repaint of Generation 2's Dreadwing and Smokescreen. I love the retools they added to this figure, especially fixing the rocket launcher with the missiles. The fact those missiles now stay locked into place is a godsend for this figure. I couldn't tell you how many times I dropped the missiles out of my Generation 2 Dreadwing every time I try to move that guy on my display. Now, I do wish they were able to retool the wings and fix those missiles where they would stay in place. It didn't show in the video, but I dropped those things so many damn times while filming this review. So anyway, guys, there you go. 2004's Robots in Disguise, Dreadwind, and Smokejumper. So, does a Robots in Disguise, Dreadwind, and Smokejumper belong in your collection? Absolutely. This is a fantastic retool and remold of the Generation 2 figures, and to be honest, I like this one better. The fact these rockets lock into place and don't fall out of the toy while you're playing with it is a definite plus above this guy right here, who, I'll be honest, every time I mess with this guy on the shelf, I'm dropping those damn missiles everywhere. So yeah, this is great. Now, my one big complaint is these missiles underneath. They are a pain in the ass to attach and stay attached. I've got this guy just right. I mean, you barely look at these things and they fall off. So yeah, if you get an opportunity to get one of these, by all means, you are not going to be disappointed. And once again, I want to thank Tom Gable for your very generous gift that arrived just in time for Thanksgiving, and which I hope each and every one of you had a great Thanksgiving. And I am thankful for all of you, the YouTube community, and the people I've met doing this. You guys are fantastic. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. You guys are the reason that I do this. Guys, once again, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. This is Patriot Prime, signing out. Hooah!